It was a sunny afternoon, the kind where the breeze feels just right, and I was hauling groceries out of my car in the parking lot of Crestwood condominiums. My arms were full of reusable bags when a piercing yell sliced through the calm. I fumbled, dropping a bag of apples that rolled under my car. Spinning around, I saw a woman mid-40s with a razor-sharp bob and a designer blazer standing in the middle of the lot, arms spread wide, blocking a neighbor's car like some self-appointed traffic cop. "This spot is mine now," she bellowed, her face twisted with fury. "You don't get to park here anymore. I've claimed it." The driver, a nervous college kid who just moved in, sat frozen, his hands gripping the wheel. Neighbors peeked out from windows, some stepping onto their porches, phones already recording the drama. I stood there, groceries forgotten, watching this soap opera unfold in our sleepy little complex. Her name was Margaret Caldwell, the HOA president, and she wasn't backing down. The kid in the car looked like he'd rather vanish than deal with her. "I'm reassigning this spot based on seniority," she shouted, as if seniority gave her DVY any right to parking spaces. Within minutes, 2 police cruisers rolled in, lights flashing but sirens off. The officers approached, calm but firm. "Ma'am, step away from the vehicle," one said, his tone steady. Margaret puffed herself up, her heels digging into the asphalt. "I'm the HOA president. I make the rules here. This spot's mine, and he needs to leave." The officers exchanged a quick glance, the kind that says, "Here we go. Ma'am, this is private property, and you're blocking a deeded spot. Step aside." Margaret didn't budge. "Absolutely not. I've waited years for this spot. You should arrest him for trespassing." What happened next left everyone, the neighbors, even the kid in the car speechless. The officers moved in, swift and professional, cuffing her wrists as she shrieked, "You can't do this." They sat her on the curb, her face cycling through shock, rage, and disbelief, while we all watched, jaws dropped. I'd only been at Crestwood for 3 weeks, a proud first-time homeowner after years of scraping by. My 2-bedroom unit came with a small balcony and, most importantly, a deeded parking spot space, the 47, written clear as day in my closing papers. The realtor had practically glowed when she pointed it out, saying assigned parking was gold in our packed suburb. Those first days were perfect, arranging furniture, while VYing at neighbors, settling into my new life. Then the note started. Little yellow post, it stuck to my windshield. Spot pending reassignment. Contact HOA. I brushed them off at first, figuring they were for someone else. My deed was rock solid, right? But on day 10, I caught Margaret in the act, slapping a full-page letter in a plastic sleeve onto my car, complete with fancy HOA letterhead. "Excuse me," I called, jogging over. "Is there a problem with my parking?" She whirled around, clutching her handbag like a weapon. "You must be the new guy in 4B, she said, her smile as fake as her tan. "I'm Margaret Caldwell, HOA president. We've adjusted the parking assignments." I extended my hand, trying to keep things CIVYL. "Nice to meet you, but I'm confused. This spot's deeded to my unit. It's in my paperwork." Her smile tightened, like she was biting back a snarl. The pre-VYS owner didn't attend meetings and missed our new seniority system. "I've lived here 15 years, so I'm taking this spot. You'll park in the overflow lot across the street." I blinked, stunned. That's not how deeds work. This spot's legally mine, registered with the county. Her facade cracked. "HOA bylaws let us reassign common elements. Read the policy in that letter. I expect compliance by Friday." She strutted off, her heels clicking like a countdown. That night, I pored over her policy. It was a mess, different fonts, no signatures, just Margaret's loopy initials. Something stank. I called my realtor, who confirmed my suspicions. A deeded spot couldn't be snatched without a lawsuit and compensation. Margaret's campaign only got worse. Orange cones appeared in my spot, with her watching smugly from her balcony. When I moved them and parked, she filed complaints, claiming my car leaked oil. It didn't. Or was over the line. It wasn't. Flyers about parking compliance showed up in everyone's mailboxes, clearly aimed at me. The final straw? A towing notice on my windshield after a 12-hour shift, despite parking in my spot. Exhausted, I emailed the HOA board's official contact, not Margaret's shady letterhead. The secretary's reply was a bombshell. Margaret had been acting alone. No parking policy existed, and my spot was legally mine. They promised to address it, but I knew a showdown was coming. It came the next evening. I pulled into the lot to find Margaret's sleek BMW parked in space the 47. I took a VY cider spot and marched to her unit, heart pounding but resolve firm. When she opened the door, her smirk said she'd been waiting for me. "Problem?" she asked, leaning against the frame. "Your car's in my spot," I said, keeping my voice even. "I checked with the HOA. There's no reassignment policy. Move your car." Her eyes narrowed. 15 years I've been here. You think the board will side with a nobody over me? That spot's mine by right. She was shouting now, but I stayed calm. The law says it's mine. Please move your car. She laughed, pulling out her phone. I'm calling the police for harassment. She dialed 911, spinning a tale of being threatened by a dangerous new resident. I just nodded. Fine, I'll wait. 15 minutes later, Officers Daniels and Harper arrived. Margaret launched into her sob story, while VYing her fake policy like a flag. When my turn came, I laid out my EVY denke, my deed for space the 47, the HOA's email, and dash cam footage of Margaret's cones and notes. The officers' faces hardened. "Ma'am," Harper said, "did the board approve this policy?" Margaret faltered. "As president, I have authority." "That's not what I asked," Harper snapped. "Was it approved?" She mumbled about leadership and the greater good, but the cracks were showing. Then, something incredible happened. Neighbors stepped forward. Mrs. Lopez from 3C spoke up. She threatened to tow my cousin's car last Christmas over a fake VY cider rule. Mr. Patel added, "She fined me due law $300 for a rose bush, but the board had no record of it." One by one, they shared stories of Margaret's reign of terror. Officer Daniels held up my deed. "Ms. Caldwell, this signature isn't yours. The property manager assigns parking, not you." Margaret's face went crimson. "I sign all HOA documents," she snapped. Daniels wasn't VYing it. Falsifying documents and harassment are crimes. "Move your car now." She crossed her arms. "This is HOA business, not yours." That was it. Harper stepped forward. "Turn around. You're under arrest." Margaret bolted 3 steps toward her car before they caught her. As they cuffed her, she screamed, "I'm the president. You'll all be VY Ted." The neighbors watched, stunned, as she was loaded into the cruiser, still yelling about conspiracies. The fallout was epic. At the next HOA meeting, the interim president revealed Margaret had siphoned due law $27,000 from community funds for special projects that never existed. She faced charges of embezzlement, fraud, harassment, and falsifying documents. In court, she got 18 months in prison, 3 years probation, and a due law $40,000 restitution order. When the judge read the sentence, Margaret collapsed, sobbing about her ruined real estate career. "You should have thought of that before abusing your power," the judge said coldly. "Today, I park in space the 47, now freshly painted with my unit number, thanks to a new, honest HOA. The neighbors? We're closer than ever, bonded by the fall of our petty tyrant." So what do you think? Was Margaret just a power-hungry bully, or did she genuinely believe she deserved that spot? Should the neighbors have confronted her sooner, or was it smarter to wait for hard EVY denke? And here's a hot one. Should HOAs have the power to reassign parking at all, or is that just asking for chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if this story got your blood pumping, and subscribe for more wild tales of entitled people getting their comeuppance.